Sheriff Carmine Marcino and the entire Lee County Sheriff's Office, we welcome you to our December Do the Right Thing ceremony. I'm Tony Shaw, I'm the director of the Do the Right Thing program, and we're so happy that you've joined us here in person in the school board chambers, or if you're watching us on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad that you are along for today. But before we get started, let's stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, and today that's going to be led by Mia Acevedo Colon.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mia. I want to begin today's ceremony by acknowledging the Lee County School Board. School Board Chair is Sam Fisher, representing District 1. Vice Chair is Jada Langford Fleming, who represents District 6. Melissa Giovanelli represents District 2. Chris Patrica represents District 3. Debbie Jordan representing District 4. Armor Persons represents District 5, and Kathleen Morgan represents District 7. Also, our superintendent, Dr. Christopher Bernier. Let's have a round of applause for our school board and our superintendent. And representing Sheriff Marcino today and helping us with our trophies and certificates, to my left is Lieutenant Sammy Gonzalez. He's with our Lieutenant Gonzalez supervises the school resource officers who are in charge of keeping your sons and daughters safe in our schools every day. Let's have a round of applause for Lieutenant Gonzalez. Also, our personnel assisting with today's ceremony are volunteers with our Lee County Sheriff's Office Civilian Support Unit. They're the ones that helped you get checked in and seated today. Rich Catania, Norm Parker, and John Beans are truly remarkable. Thank you back there, helping us to set up the room and the ceremony. Let's have a round of applause for Rich, Norm, and John. Also, you can't see them because they are in back, but Dave Alexander, Adam Wright, and Adam Hodjost are with the Lee County School District. They are working the cameras, the sound, the audio, the lighting today, so that you're able to watch today's ceremony and view it on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. Thank you, Dave, Adam, and Adam. And also the support we get from our business community. You know, Do the Right Thing. We don't use taxpayer money for this. This is all donated by local businesses and organizations and groups that are very generous and allow us to put on these ceremonies for the great kids you see behind me today. Our principal sponsors for Do the Right Thing are Lee County Electric Cooperative and Alliance Financial Group. So thank you both for your generosity and commitment to the community. Now, I mentioned the Lee County School Board. Now, each month we're fortunate that a member of the school board actually will join us and be with us for the ceremony and take pictures with us. And today we're joined by board member Armor Persons, who represents District 5, and he'd like to share a few words today with our winners and their parents. Let's have a round of applause for board member Armor Persons.
The board members, we sort of fight over this, who gets to come each month, because it's a lot of fun. It's one of the best things that we have that we get to do. There's a common theme here today. It's that none of the students you see up here did what they did for attention. It's part of their character. In fact, many of these students, when they were informed that they were winners of Do the Right Thing, had to ask, what did I do? You're going to hear stories today of their excellent character, good morals, honesty, and compassion. These students are truly role models for their schools that they represent. But I can tell you, these students didn't do it alone. Without good parenting, all these chairs up here would be empty. So what I want to happen now is, students, if you'll join me in giving your parents a round of applause. All right. Thank you again. It was an honor to be here.
Thank you, Armor Persons. Now, if you've watched Wink News anytime in the last 30 years, you will know our next speaker. Lois Tony has been delivering news into your living rooms for 3 years. But Lois does so much more. I invited her to speak today because she is tireless when it comes to schools and kids. For many years, she's traveled to every school in Lee County and read to the younger students. And she and Wink News are also mainstays of the Southwest Florida Reading Festival, which brings in authors each year and celebrates the passion of reading for all ages. Please give a warm welcome to Lois Tony.
Thank you, Tony. I don't know if I've been to all the schools. We're always building new schools, so I probably have new schools that I need to get to. I better get it on. Well, I am so happy to be here. Thank you, parents, for all you're doing. But students, I am so proud to be here to recognize you today for doing the right thing. Congratulations to all of you. It's an honor to be here. You know, there's a saying that an acorn is not a mighty oak, but an acorn, if you give it the right amount of soil, if you give it water, if you give it sunshine, and if you give it enough time, that little itty bitty acorn can grow into this huge mighty oak. An oak that makes our community a much more beautiful place. It makes our air better to breathe, gives us shade. You may be the oak here today, but by your actions, the choices you've made, you are going to grow into a beautiful, mighty oak. Every time you smile at someone when they look like they're down or lonely, every time you invite someone to eat lunch with you when they're sitting by themselves, every time you step in when you see someone being bullied or not being talked to in the right way, every time you step in, or every time you report something that you see that's not right, that may put you and your fellow students in an unsafe situation, every time you go to the teacher, the principal, to your school resource officer, and you let them know about something like that, your little acorn is sprouting and growing and becoming stronger and stronger and stronger. That's your character growing and getting stronger. You know, oak trees are famous for their strength. They have big, strong trunks. And even in hurricanes, that's not going to affect them. They stay strong and beautiful and majestic. That's the kind of people you are becoming by all these good deeds that you've done. You are going to be grand and mighty oaks with every single action you do. And I think all of us here, thank you for doing that, because you, by what some people might think is a small act, has a great big impact. So thank you so much for making my community a better place to live. Keep it up. Keep doing the right thing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lois Tomei. Now it's time to honor the students behind me, December's Do the Right Thing winners. First up is Ian Diaz. Let's have a round of applause for Ian Diaz. Ian attends Spring Creek Elementary. His principal is Jillian Fiora, and school resource officer is Deputy John Chesley Poole. And will those with Ian please come forward and we'll share his story. Ian's a third grader at Spring Creek Elementary. His school resource officer, Deputy John Chesley Poole, writes, one of our third grade students, Ian, from Mrs. Freymoyer's class, was walking out for dismissal on his way to the cafe for parent pickup when he noticed that another student dropped $10. Ian brought the money to a staff member and said someone had dropped it and might be looking for it. The teacher thanked him and brought the money to the front office. Ian did the right thing by bringing the lost money to an adult. I am proud of his integrity. Ian, you didn't have to do that, but you knew it was the right thing to do. Thank you so much. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up is Christian Augustin. Let's have a round of applause for Kristen Augustin. Kristen attends Spring Creek Elementary, and he's in the 5th grade. And will those with Kristen please come forward? Teacher Alexandra Gonzalez writes, doing the right thing when no one is watching is a quality that can be hard to come by when you're only in the 5th grade. However, it is no surprise to me that that is exactly what Christian did. While walking to class from the bus stop, Christian found $20 on the ground. While many others would have been tempted to keep the money, Christian's morals led him to pick up the money and turn it into his teacher. Christian has shown integrity like this numerous times in the 2 years since he has been my student. This is also why he was chosen for our school's junior cadet program. Christian is also a member of our school's Mile Club and attends numerous school activities. Outside of school, Christian is a loving and caring brother and an active member of his church community. Christian, I hope you know that you're a special, hardworking young man. Your teacher, your friends, and your school are so lucky to have you. Wow, that's high praise from your teacher, Christian. Keep up the great work. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Hudson Broad is next. Let's have a round of applause for Hudson Broad. Hudson's a third grader at Three Oaks Elementary School. His teachers, his principal is Tammy Lee Master, and school resource officer is Deputy Bill Weaver. And will those with Hudson please come forward? Teacher Lauren Manetti writes, one day during his walk to the book fair, Hudson found money and gave it to the first trusted adult he came across. Hudson should be recognized for this civil act so that he is encouraged to continue to be honest and to show that his act is appreciated. Hudson is a very honest, conscientious, and hardworking individual who is a role model for his fellow peers. His model behavior is one that breathes positivity, collaboration, and trust. Being recognized is something he can bring back to our Three Oaks Elementary community to share and inspire others to do the same. Hudson, you are truly an inspiration, and I have no doubt your positive behavior will rub off on others. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Sarai Cole. Let's have a round of applause for Sarai Cole. Sarai attends Orange River Elementary. Her principal is Casey Sterick, and school resource officer is Deputy Alan Bryant. And will those with Sarai please come up front? Teacher Amy Johnson writes, there was a student on Sarai's bus that was being hit by another student. It was a one-sided fight and the student being hit needed help. Unfortunately, it went unnoticed on the bus. Sarai knew this wasn't right and took it upon herself to report the incident the next day. This definitely demanded bravery, and many other students would have simply ignored it. But Sarai has a love for her school and knows that safety on the bus is paramount. Sarai, thank you for stepping up and doing the right thing. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Delmar Gonzalez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Delmar Gonzalez. Delmar attends Manatee Elementary. His principal is Dr. Scott Lee Master, and school resource officer is Deputy Max Pico. And will those with Delmar come up front? We'll share his story. Delmar is a fifth grader at Manatee Elementary. Teacher Diane Palumbo writes, I'm a fifth grade math teacher at Manatee Elementary, and I am nominating my student, Delmar Gonzalez, for the Do the Right Thing Award. Delmar is smart, kind, caring, and hardworking, and is being of service to a new student in our class. I asked Delmar if he would partner with our new student who does not speak any English to explain and translate into Spanish what is being said. Delmar was more than happy to help. He has made the new student feel comfortable in class. It is a pleasure to have Delmar as one of my students. I would like to honor him for this kind of service to a new friend. Delmar, it's our pleasure to honor you for your kindness and eagerness to help a classmate. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next is Marissa Guzman Jimenez. Let's have a round of applause for Marissa Guzman Jimenez. Marissa attends Manatee Elementary and is in the fifth grade. And with those with Marissa, please come forward. Marissa was nominated by two people, teacher Jessica Sievert and instruction support member Daniel Valdez Alaman, who write, Marissa is an example of a can-do attitude. She volunteered to work and help on the second floor book cart every morning. And in order to help out, her grades had to be aligned with her goals, and she has to remain on task all day in school. Marissa is helping our newcomers in class, especially translating for her Spanish-only speaking classmates. We believe that Marissa has demonstrated what Do the Right Thing is all about by thinking about others before herself and ensuring her classmates get the help and assistance they need. She is impacting herself and other students' lives and we are very proud of her. Marissa, thank you so much for looking out for your classmates and helping them every chance you get. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we're going to honor two students together, Mia Acevedo Colon and Julia Nugan. Let's have a round of applause for Mia and Julia. Mia and Julia attend Lehigh Elementary, where they're in the 3rd grade. Their principal is Jackson Morgan, and school resource officer is Deputy Shane Nelson. And with those with Mia and Julia, please come up front. We'll share their story. Teacher Nora Martin writes, last year in 2nd grade, Mia and Julia wanted to start a cleaning club at lunch. This was completely their idea. They approached me and asked for permission to help sweep the floor each day when they finished eating their lunch. Fast forward to this school year, and these two young ladies still sweep most days and help keep our school clean and our cafe ready for the next group. Their pride and positivity has spread to all other students, and they are a wonderful example for everyone. Mia and Julia, what a great idea you had last year, and thank you for keeping that idea alive this year. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Carter Brown is next. Let's have a round of applause for Carter Brown. Carter attends Hancock Creek Elementary. His principal is Dr. Denise Phillips Luster, and school resource officer is Deputy George Mora. And will those with Carter please come forward? Carter's in the 4th grade at Hancock Creek Elementary. His school resource officer, Deputy George Mora, writes, during parent pickup, Carter was walking to enter the gate when he found a $5 bill on the ground. Carter immediately picked it up and went straight to Deputy Mora and told him he'd found money and wanted to make sure to get it back to the student that lost it. Deputy Mora was able to identify the student that dropped it. It was a kindergarten student who dropped it, and she was very grateful to have it returned, as this was her ice cream money. Carter showed honesty and character well beyond his years and should be recognized for doing the right thing. Carter, thank you for saving the day for that young kindergartner so she wouldn't have to miss out on ice cream day. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is proud of you. Marley Bormel is next. Let's have a round of applause for Marley Bormel. Marley attends Mirror Lakes Elementary. Her principal is Amy Boback, and school resource officers Deputy Dylan Weisinger. And with those with Marley, please come up front. Marley's a 2nd grader at Mirror Lakes Elementary. Teacher Allison Searcy writes, Marley is always so friendly to her classmates. She encourages her classmates to do their best and is always willing to share her school supplies with her classmates. She is a ray of sunshine in our classroom. Recently, Marley found a pair of ear pods in the classroom while preparing to go to recess. Without hesitating, she began asking students nearby if the ear pods belonged to them. It never crossed her mind to keep the ear pods. I'm so proud of Marley for doing the right thing. It turned out the ear pods belonged to a classmate. Her classmate was very thankful to get the ear pods back. Marley, thank you for being honest and concerned enough to help find the rightful owner for the ear pods. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Gabriel Quinones is next. Let's have a round of applause for Gabriel Quinones. Gabriel attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, where he's in the 5th grade. And those with Gabriel, please come up front. Teacher Shanna Papp writes, I have several Spanish speakers in my 2nd grade class. I have a difficult time explaining some of the concepts to them. Gabriel gives us his time each morning to come to my class and tutor and translate to them. Gabriel is incredibly patient with them, and they love having him. It makes me feel so much better that they are getting extra help and are better understanding the concepts. I've also noticed that they are becoming more willing to attempt some English that he has taught them. His help is very appreciated. Gabriel, thank you for taking some extra time out of your day to help your classmates and your teacher. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Jaden Carbajal is next. Let's have a round of applause for Jaden Carbajal. Jaden attends Mirror Lakes Elementary, and he is in the 2nd grade. For those with Jaden, please come up front. Teacher Kelly Stumpf writes, Jaden has been so helpful translating everything I say to another student that speaks only Spanish. He has taken her under his wing in the morning and helped her with her tests. I can rely on Jaden to explain things to the student and translate back to me any concerns or questions that the student has. I'm so impressed with the ability of being just 7 years old and translating English to Spanish and Spanish to English. Jaden also loves to read and is so willing to help others when taking AR tests, reading a book, or going to the library to get books. Jaden, you are simply amazing. We couldn't agree more, Jaden. You are amazing. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Gabriel Mercado is next. Let's have a round of applause for Gabriel Mercado. Gabriel attends Mirror Lakes Elementary and is also in the 2nd grade. And with those with Gabriel, please come forward. Teacher Kelly Stumpf writes, have you ever had to teach 21 7-year-olds with no voice? Well, it's a challenge, but thanks to one special student, I was able to come to school and be there for my students. Gabe was so helpful for the 4 days that I had no voice. He would watch me like a hawk, looking for my clues to get the class quiet, transition from one center to another, or to simply line up for lunch. He was amazing, and I couldn't have done it without him. Gabe has been an outstanding student all year. He has grown with his maturity and his academics. Gabe works hard to reach his weekly goals and uses new vocabulary in daily conversations. I have really enjoyed watching him grow the past few months. Gabriel, you have become a great leader and mentor for your classmates. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Is Tyler Martinez here? All right, we will give him a private ceremony at his school. Up next, we have Marvin St. Fleur. Let's have a round of applause for Marvin St. Fleur. Marvin's attends Varsity Lakes Middle School and is in the 7th grade. And with those with Marvin's, please come up front. Dean of Student Discipline Dan Collins writes, Marvin's is a very upbeat and personable young man. He enjoys interacting with both students and staff alike. His positivity and personality brightens up everyone's day. On multiple occasions, Marvin's has been an integral part in creating a positive and safe culture on our school campus. He is the type of kid who knows what is right and is willing to stand up for it. Whether it be a guiding other students to make the right choices or bringing information to school staff, Marvin's is always willing to step up. The reason Marvin's is being nominated for this award is due to his jumping into action recently. After seeing 2 students get into a physical altercation, Marvin's stepped in to intervene and break up the students. When most other students gathered around to watch or pulled out their cell phones to record, Marvin's went above and beyond to put a stop to an unsafe situation. We are very proud of him. Marvin's, thank you for being the one to step up when others wouldn't. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Jeremiah Chavez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Jeremiah Chavez. Jeremiah attends Harns Marsh Elementary. His principal is Cynthia Hernandez, and school resource officers are Deputy Robin Diaz and Sergeant Osneil Moorjohn. And with those with Jeremiah, please come up front. Jeremiah is a 5th grader at Harns Marsh Elementary. Early childhood specialist Magdalia Cruz writes, during the transition in the cafeteria for lunch, kindergarten students were leaving and the 5th graders were arriving when a kindergartner dropped his tray as he was walking to the trash can. Instead of walking past the struggling kindergartner, Jeremiah put his tray down and helped the young boy clean up his mess. Jeremiah didn't have to think twice about helping. I am very proud of Jeremiah for going out of his way to help the kindergartner in the middle of a very crowded cafeteria. Jeremiah, you certainly showed why you're a leader and a role model in your school. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Next up, we're honoring two students, Abraham Garcia Valverde and Noah Rodillo. Let's have a round of applause for Abraham and Noah. Abraham and Noah attend Sunshine Elementary and are both in the 5th grade. Their principal is Aaron Brandow and school resource officers Deputy Rodolphus Hall. And those with Abraham and Noah can please come up front. Teacher Christina Toro writes, Abraham and Noah deserve to be honored for their patience and understanding when working alongside a student with exceptionalities. Recently, our class had an exceptional student join us for part of the day. When considering where to put the student, it became clear to me right away to have him sit at Abraham and Noah's team. Abraham and Noah have gone above and beyond my expectations when working with this student. They have shown a level of patience beyond most of their peers by making sure the student is included in their discussions and collaborations. Abraham and Noah understand that the person who joins us for part of the day learns a little differently, but the boys never show the slightest hesitation in working alongside him. When I spoke to Abraham and Noah about the student joining their team, they were eager to include him and did not hesitate for a moment to encourage him to actively become a member of their class team. For this reason, Abraham and Noah should be commended because they certainly did the right thing. Abraham and Noah, this is a commendation well deserved. Thank you for all you do. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Up next, we're honoring another dynamic duo, Isabella Garcia Valverde and Jacoby Pence. Round of applause for Isabella and Jacoby. Isabella and Jacoby attend Sunshine Elementary and are in the 4th grade. And with those with Isabella and Jacoby, please come up front. Teacher Lori O'Hara writes, be responsible is one of our Sunshine Code rules. Isabella and Jacoby are both excellent examples of responsible Sunshine students. Every day they come to class with a positive attitude, getting right to work without needing any extra prompting from me. They work hard and take their education seriously. They also demonstrate another of our goals, be respectful. Isabella and Jacoby each manage to get along with the different personalities in our classroom, but they don't let socializing interfere with their learning. This is an admirable quality to have. In addition, the two are not only respectful of their classmates, they show concern for their teachers as well. One day, another teacher was having a rough day, and Isabella went out of her way to check on the teacher to see if she could help. She helped make her teacher feel better. When we are walking through the school, Jacoby makes sure to stand back and give me space to allow me to go through the doorways first. Many students try to crowd up to the front of the door, but I'm so appreciative of Jacoby's good manners. Both Isabella and Jacoby are excellent Sunshine scholars, and I'm glad to have them in my class. Isabella and Jacoby, it's great to know that you look out for your fellow students and teachers. Keep up the great work. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Kenny Samanillo Canwet is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Kenny Samanillo Canwet. Kenny attends Lemuel Teal Middle School. His principal is Dr. Joseph Rustino, and school resource officer is Deputy Austin Kanicki. And with those with Kenny, please come up front. Kenny is a 7th grader at Lemuel Teal Middle School. Senior Administrative Secretary Diana Porter writes, Kenny was walking out of the cafeteria and found $137 in cash. Instead of keeping the money, Kenny immediately turned it over to a staff member. We were able to get those funds back to their proper owner because this young man did the right thing. But that's no surprise. Kenny is an outstanding, respectful young man. He's a role model to the other students in school. Beyond any shadow of a doubt, Kenny stands well apart from most of his peers in terms of commitment to honesty and respect of leadership. Our campus is undeniably a better place because of Kenny and his actions, and he fully embraces and epitomizes our ideal student. I strongly recommend Kenny for your consideration. A strong recommendation that we're happy to oblige. Congratulations, Kenny. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is proud of you. Dayra Frias is up next. Let's have a round of applause for Daya Frias. Dayra attends Veterans Park Academy for the Arts. Her principal is Ed Carter, and school resource officer is Corporal Mike Milano. And with those with Dayra, please come up front. Dayra is a 7th grader at Veterans Park Academy for the Arts. Math teacher Jennifer Compatelli writes, leadership is about making others better as a result of your presence and making sure that impact lasts in your absence. The Lion is known for its leadership skills and will do what is ever necessary to protect its pride. Dayra is the vision of a leader. For the past 2 years, she has assisted her peers as a pride partner. This year, she's been working in math classrooms, assisting monolingual students. The students are excited to see her and look to her as a leader at our school. Some of our students Dayra has been assisting are doing so well that they are now progressing into advanced math classes. Each time I approach Dayra to ask if she's willing to help in another classroom or on another task, she never hesitates to accept. We want everyone to know that the Pride is definitely proud of you, Dayra. And now everyone else knows as well. Great job, Dayra. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. Sadil Martinez is next. Let's have a round of applause for Sadil Martinez. Sadil attends Buckingham Exceptional Student Center. His principal is Dr. Vicki Gohagan Mosley and School Resource Officers Deputy Vanessa Griffin. Is there anybody else with Sadil? Please come up front. Sadil was nominated by Jeanette Berg, who writes, Sadil is a very empathetic student. If he sees or hears one of his classmates sounding like they may be upset, he reaches over and hands them an object that he thinks will make them feel better. Sadil doesn't just hand it to them, he makes sure that they have it in their hand. He doesn't only give to students that are upset, he also shares his toys with everyone. He was recently sitting next to a classmate when he gave the classmate a pumpkin to hold. Not only is Sadil empathetic, but he is also helpful. Recently in Garden Club, after helping to plant onions, Sadil walked over to get the watering can and started watering plants without being asked. He also has a best friend in class and will often take her breakfast and lunch tray to the garbage when she is finished eating. Sadil deserves a Do the Right Thing award because he is an all-around nice friend and classmate. Sadil, I know your teachers love a well-rounded student, and you are definitely that. Great job. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And our final honoree today is Dante Ayala. Let's have a round of applause for Dante Ayala. Dante attends Lehigh Senior High School. His principal is Daria Grote, and school resource officers are Deputy Jason Street and Deputy Fabian Brown. And will those with Dante please come up front? Teacher Michelle Smith writes, Dante is continuing his education at Lehigh Senior High to gain further vocational skills. He's shown much growth this year and is on his way to becoming a contributing citizen. He's a role model to others and helps them with appropriate manners and social skills. Dante believes in caring for others as well. Recently during class, Dante witnessed another student stealing money from his teacher's desk and discreetly let a staff member know right away so the situation could be handled quickly. Dante understands the importance of acting quickly in the matter to recover the funds. He handled himself very respectfully and should be praised for his actions. He exemplifies being a Lehigh scholar. Dante, you witnessed something that was wrong and quickly did what was right. Thank you. The Lee County Sheriff's Office is very proud of you. And that concludes today's ceremony. I want to thank everyone here for attending live and for those watching us on the Lee County School District's YouTube channel. We'll see you again next month. Until then, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And finally, let's give our students one big standing ovation.